I've been a data scientist for about 5 years, and the AI hype came right during the middle of my career, which means I'm one of the last generations to pass through data science or start learning data science and get a career in data science before AI came in. And so I'm one of the last ones who knows how to code properly, who knows how to type things character by character, but also did not gain like 5 or 10 years of hands-on experience before AI came on board and like kind of took our hands off the keyboard a little bit. Oops. So I come right in the middle, like a very golden age where we do know how to code. We do know the programming from the ground up. A lot of you will be coming in as new, as complete beginners, but this video is particularly for those who are a bit more experienced and they're trying to navigate exactly what they do in AI, right? And how they navigate AI for their own job roles. What a lot of people think is that you need to go towards courses, right? You need to learn LLMs, you need to learn about the attention mechanism, you need to know about the attention architecture, you need to know NLP, you need to know deep learning, you need to know all of these different kinds of things. And that's true for a very particular kind of scenario or use case, right? But there is a low-hanging fruit that you can pick at when it comes to AI. You don't have to know everything, but you do need to know quite a bit. Okay. And what that means is that I want to introduce you to a concept called a T-shaped engineer. What that means is that your level of expertise should look somewhat like a T-shape. So you should have a wide breadth of knowledge on a lot of different things, right? A wide area of knowledge, but you're not covering a lot of depth. There should be one or two key areas where you're a deep expert on a particular topic. For those of you who are new, you're probably not convinced on what specialization you want to go for or what you want to specialize in right now, which is fine. It has never been a better time to explore what you want to do. But how do you get that wide area of expertise? How do you keep abreast of all of different knowledge that is out there, a lot of the different things that is going on in AI? You don't need to know about every single framework that is coming out. You don't need to know about LangChain and OpenAI Agents SDK and Crew AI and this and that. That's not what you need to go towards, right? So there are a couple of key things that I look at, that I watch out for whenever I'm kind of exploring AI or seeing what's going on. You have to kind of be up to date. Now, it's great if you do a few courses so that you're familiar with LLM knowledge on how to integrate LLMs into applications, what a RAG system is, how can you build a RAG application, agentic AI. If you know these three topics and you've built a project out, you're good enough from a knowledge perspective, right? After that, all of that is just like keeping up with the news. And so how do you do that? One of my favorite ways of doing so is this podcast, Super Data Science. Now, this is a terrific podcast, right? They release they release 2 videos per week. One is a longer form podcast content, which what we're seeing here, and then there are also on Fridays they release 5-minute Fridays, which can sometimes turn into 10, 15, 20-minute Fridays as well. But this is a great podcast that I regularly follow, and you have to invest like an hour and a half of your week into going through a video or listening to a podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcast from. But this is a terrific resource that I use every single week to be up to date with what is going on. You can see I haven't viewed a lot of videos, but I listen to their podcast quite a bit on Spotify. And so this has been a terrific platform to be up to date with what's going on. Their content is for technical users as well as more general users or managerial level as well. So it's for people of all kinds of levels, but even the more technical content, a lot of managers are able to do. You are able to understand what they are saying, what's going on. At the very least, you'll know on a high level, okay, what are people discussing? They do also recommend other channels. John Crone, of course, the host of the podcast, recommends his own channel as well. But StatQuest with Josh Starmer. This is terrific, especially for statistical questions or statistical knowledge. And he has a really fun way of going about things. It looks very cartoonish, but I promise you, the most experienced statisticians, data scientists, and machine learning engineers come to this channel to refresh their concepts or to learn about something new. And he explains really, really complicated topics in a really visual and easy to understand manner. So this, for example, coding a ChatGPT-like transformer from scratch in PyTorch, 31 minutes. So in 31 minutes, you can learn how to build the transformer architecture yourself. I think that's immensely valuable, especially for just 31 minutes of your time. 31 minutes, 11 seconds. If you don't have 31 minutes, 11 seconds to invest into building a ChatGPT-like transformer from scratch, what are you doing here? AI is not for you. AI is too fast paced if you're not able to invest this kind of time. I go through some of their materials all the time, some fundamentals in machine learning, bias and variance trade-offs, a gentle introduction to machine learning, PCA step by step. A lot of these videos I've gone through myself to refresh my concepts. And it's been a terrific channel for more experienced users as well as beginners. So don't shy away from the cartoonish look. It's a fantastic channel that I highly recommend. The second thing that I have a look at a lot is Substack. So this is a newish platform that is out there. Actually, it's new more for me. It's been around for a little bit and people are starting to get into it. And this is getting a lot of traction nowadays, particularly for technical audiences, because it contains long form content on more technical topics as well, if you're following the right people. Now, a lot of hype is being created around this. There are a lot of people that are starting to get into Substack for good reason. It can get very addictive. I would say it's like the Reddit of today. It's a very social media kind of like feeling without the distractions of social media and of Instagram and TikTok, what you might see there. There's a more written content, but I found this to be extremely valuable if you are following the right people. So what I recommend you do, have a look over Substack, right? Go into the Explore page, find the technology tag and follow people that you think are good within the technology field. All right, anyone with professor and has a Chinese looking name, probably a good person to follow. No joke over there. But you'll see a lot of very, very good technical content coming out from Substack. There are going to be shorter posts called notes, and then there are going to be longer posts that are more like articles, like blog posts, right? And both of those are terrific to use as learning material or just being up to date within the industry. People post a lot of their thoughts here. I like Substack quite a bit because it's not exactly like Twitter, although you'll see like the feed and everything looks very similar. Twitter for me is like too much. There's like too much noise and there's so much hype and emotions and that's just buried into Twitter or X, what it's called now, that it really takes away the enjoyment from me when I'm trying to read more about these things. Although Twitter is also a really fantastic place to see what people are saying, like honest, short reviews very, very quickly. I feel like Substack is a little slower paced, not as fast paced as X, but nonetheless a very terrific resource. So this is what I'm using instead of X. I am on X every now and then just to read up on what's going on, but this Substack is the new thing to have a look at, and I feel like a lot more creators are going to start posting their thoughts here on what is going on within the industry. So if you are able to understand what are people talking about, what are the topics people are talking about, what's overhyped, what is not, you'll have a very, very good pulse on the industry and you will be able to speak about it to a much higher level than other people who might just be doing technical courses. Technical courses are not the thing that are going to give you mastery, right? It's a part of the larger game of building skills. You build technical skills from courses, but you don't know where the industry is going, what people are adopting, how AI is, like, what are the general sentiments that people have around different tools, around AI models. I feel like that kind of forward-thinking knowledge you only really get from Substack. And I say that while there's President Plump as one of the accounts here that I can subscribe to. It's very funny. There are a lot of funny things, but nonetheless, a very terrific resource that I think you should definitely watch out for. Right, so that's it from me. Hopefully that provides you a bit of value. And yeah, hope to see you next time.